Alrighty guys, welcome back here to another live stream, my friends. I hope you guys have all had a great day so far, and it is getting very close to Christmas, and we are going to be giving you guys an update on the weather, including the Christmas forecasts for this year. So make sure to stay tuned to the end so that we guys know what and all to expect, as we will be going over that. Plus, we will also be looking at the Santa tracker, which will pretty much be telling us the time when Santa will arrive, and it will also show us where he is located. So as I said, make sure to stay tuned to the end so that way you guys know what to expect. And we're gonna first start off by giving you guys the Christmas forecast. So let's start off by taking a look at the European model. And as you guys can see, we will be tracking a little bit of rainfall as we get into Christmas Eve and as well as Christmas Day. Not really looking at anything crazy as of right now. We might see a little bit of thunderstorms down there in parts of East Texas, and then that will continue to move eastward. I think the more concerning round won't be until we get into later this week on Friday, December 27th, where we could even be seeing a little bit of severe weather, especially over there in parts of eastern Texas, which will be area to watch closely, and we might even see a few rumbles of thunder far to the north, so places like Memphis, up there into Springfield, Missouri, areas up there into Southern Illinois, like Harrisburg, Evansville, Indiana, and as well as Paducah, Kentucky, might experience a little bit of lightning by the time we get into Friday, December 27th, so we will watch that very closely, and then as that heads out, we might even see a more widespread round of showers and thunderstorms roll on through by the time we get into Sunday, December 29th. So definitely something to keep an eye on. Still a little bit uncertain, but we'll definitely be seeing a lot of that energy trying to surge on in during Sunday, December 29th. So I think that's probably going to be the more concerning round from what we know so far. And like I said, we might see a little bit as we get into our Friday later this week, but I think the more concerning round will be on Sunday, December 29th, where we could even be talking a lot of Cape down here in Louisiana and as well as into Mississippi. And then after that, let's go ahead and use the GFS model now, as it can go a little bit farther out. And the latest from the GFS model actually shows, I'm just going to go ahead and select the other one, actually does want to show a pretty big ice storm developing across parts of the Central Plains by the time we get into January 2nd. And I actually just realized I forgot to pull up a few things. Let me go ahead and do that real quick. I just gotta remember which ones. Okay, there we go. But anyway, like I said, pretty big ice storm does appear possible by the time we get into the beginning of our January, and that will continue to move eastward, maybe bring a little bit of ice and heavy snowfall to parts there of the upper Midwest. So we will definitely watch that, and then as that heads out, maybe even another big round of rain and storms rolling on through by the time we get into Wednesday, January 8th of 2025. So it's something to really keep an eye on closely, as that storm and even that threat for winter storms could definitely be unfolding as we get into the beginning of our January. So just definitely something to watch closely for. But let's now talk about our Christmas forecast, because like I said, we are going to be tracking some rainfall. If you guys got any questions, or if you guys would like to know your local forecasts for Christmas, make sure to leave it down in the chat by either putting your zip code or your city and state, so that way I know what area you're talking about, and then I will be able to give you guys a local Christmas forecast for your area if you would like. Which doesn't mean all areas would see rain or snow, but it definitely is there to give you at least a good idea on what to expect. But and then not only that, one more thing that we actually kind of have to watch for on Christmas as well will be severe weather, okay? Because the latest from severe weather actually does show a marginal risk for severe storms down there in Texas by the time we get into tomorrow, which will be for Tuesday. And the main concern does not look to be tornadoes. And let me pull up the Storm Prediction Center website real quick, because I just realized that wasn't really doing a great job. But the latest from the Storm Prediction Center, like I said, does have that marginal risk, like I said, which will actually be for tomorrow, which does include places like Houston, up there towards Dallas, Waco, Austin, and Lucan, Texas. So we will need to watch those areas closely. Like I said, main concern will not be tornadoes, as we do not even have a 2% risk for tornadoes for tomorrow. We could maybe get a little bit of isolated damaging winds across that area, heading from Houston all the way up there towards Dallas. And then same with hail, might even get a little bit of large hail tomorrow too, as well, as that does look to be on the concerning side of things. But like I said, guys, it's definitely something to really keep an eye on very closely, as things definitely are going to be on the concerning side of things for tomorrow. And so we will definitely continue to watch that very closely as we get into tomorrow, which might even ruin some Christmas Eve plans down there in parts of eastern Texas. But like I said, though, it definitely is something to really keep an eye on closely. Let's see here. Robert Johnson says, "Happy holidays, all." You too, Robert Johnson. Thank you so much for joining the stream. I really do appreciate it. And yeah, of course, you can even continue to stick around, as we will be going over more than just that. And a few more things I also want to take a look at, especially so that way you guys have a good idea on what to expect as we get into January, is the Climate Prediction Center outlook. Because as you can see, for the 6 to 10 day outlooks, we're going to be tracking above normal temperatures across much of the United States, including parts of Hawaii. Down there in Hawaii, looks to see above normal temperatures. Doesn't look like Alaska is going to be as above average, which would probably be better, but definitely still something to really keep an eye on closely for. And then during the 8 to 14 day outlook, we start to become a little bit more above average across Alaska, with still slightly above average temperatures continuing across much of the United States. And then as we get a little bit later into January, this is the 3 to 4 week outlook from January 4th through, I think that's January 17th. Yeah, January 4th through January 17th, we will be tracking well above normal temperatures across much of the United States. Especially over here towards Arizona, while the rest, heading from the northern Rocky Mountains all the way back down there into Florida, looks to be below average. And I probably should have said much of the United States looks to be seen below average. But like I said, though, still over places like Las Vegas looks to see above normal temperatures as we get into January, while we are going to be tracking well below average temperatures across the Midwest, Great Lakes, Ohio Valley, down there into the south, southeast, and as well as the Central Plains. You guys all look to see even that potential for a polar vortex as that rolls on through, so definitely get ready for that, as this does look to be on the concerning side of things. And then what about for the entirety of January? Well, the latest from the National Weather Service for January does want to point out a pretty big area of above normal temperatures across the southern United States, and as well as those coastal areas. While for precipitation, likely to be above normal across the northern Rocky Mountains, probably would expand that a little bit more towards the northwest, but I definitely do think those areas will have a chance of above normal precipitation, while places like the Ohio Valley does look to be right in the bullseye for some above normal precipitation as we head throughout the month of January. So it is definitely going to be interesting on how this plays out, as this is pretty much like what you would see with the La Nina setup. So definitely something to really keep an eye on, like I said, as that rolls on through. And let's see what the Santa tracker shows. I just got to pull up Google Santa tracker. Santa tracker. Alright. Google Santa tracker. Let's see what this shows. I didn't turn on my desktop audio, but we don't really need it for what we're gonna be taking a look at. So for the Santa tracker, before Santa takes off, we got about 17 hours and 56 minutes before Santa starts taking off. Now, some of you guys are probably asking, where is he gonna take off? Well, it turns out where he's gonna be taking off is going to be up here in right near Fairbanks in Alaska, pretty much located right down there towards North Pole, Alaska. You guys can already tell by looking at the map. We're pretty much located right here in North Pole, Alaska, located southeast of Fairbanks. So that definitely is gonna be an area to watch for as he does start taking off. And some of you guys might be like, what is the weather forecast for that area as well? Well, when Santa starts taking off, let's actually look at Fairbanks, Alaska weather. Fairbanks, Alaska weather. And let's see what Santa will experience. Because it does snow there quite often, it doesn't really look like it's going to be snowing there when Santa does take off, because we'll only be seeing cloudy skies around. Can't rule out a little bit of snowfall across that area as we get into tomorrow in Fairbanks, Alaska. So it sounds like the only thing that Santa will really be doing with is these negative temperatures. Because as you can see, most of the highs will be in the negatives more than the single digits. So that is definitely something to really keep an eye on as we get into tomorrow. He definitely has his warm clothes on, so he should be fine in this extremely cold weather in Alaska. But it definitely is not as snowy as what we would probably expect, as like I said, it usually does snow here a lot, but we are mainly going to be tracking those drier conditions there across the Fairbanks area in Alaska. So we'll definitely watch that closely. But back over here to the radar again, just to show you guys, we are gonna kind of be dealing with maybe a little bit of showers and thunderstorms over here in Texas, just for a quick heads up. Yeah, it's pretty much gonna be right over here from Dallas all the way up there towards Tulsa, where we see that best chance for maybe a few thunderstorms for today. So just a little bit of a heads up there if you got any plans. No severe weather expected, just a chance of a few storms. But like I said, we'll definitely watch it and, of course, keep an eye on it closely as things do look to be on, at least on the concerning side of things. And if you guys got anything to leave down in the chat, feel free to leave that as we will continue to stay live. A few other things I am expecting to do throughout the stream is to give you guys some local forecasts, so feel free to leave those down in the chat so that way you guys know what to expect for your area. Plus, we will also be talking about the Santa tracker. Like I said, we'll be going over that just a few more times as we continue. But anyway, we are gonna also be tracking some pretty good snowfall across the United States too as well for today, across the Great Lakes region. This is probably going to result in a white Christmas, given the fact that we are going to be seeing that snowfall continuing across that area. And what I meant by just rain is that those areas a little bit far down to the south, like the Ohio Valley, are going to see more of that rain than that snow. Because if we take a look at this just one more time, as you can see, yeah, mainly just rain. But like I said, there's some of that is also considered snowfall too as well, especially today before we start dealing with those above normal temperatures. So like I said, something to really keep an eye on closely, as that does look to continue to be the case. And if you guys got anything else, like I said, feel free to leave it down there in the chat. Yeah, and not only that, we also could be talking about some pretty good La Nina conditions as well. Let's actually go ahead and give you guys an update on La Nina over there in the water, just to tell you guys that we are still expecting a La Nina as we get into our January, which I actually did want to point out, because as you guys can see, as we get into January, those water temperatures will likely continue to cool down. This is pretty much where they are as of right now, which is almost an 1.5 degrees below average, guys. This is the lowest and the coolest those water temperatures have been, and this is what they look like. Just check that out, guys. A little small area of below normal temperatures, if why not well, but not below normal temperatures, heading from parts there of the Philippines all the way down there into South America, guys. This is a very long stretch below normal temperatures, so that's definitely something to watch for, as we could still be seeing La Nina conditions by the time we get into our January. And this is another look at the below average temperatures too as well, and as you can see, it's a little bit different, but this is because we're looking at the sea surface temperature anomaly different from the global mean, which means that it's a little bit different, like I said, than what we looked at earlier. But still, like I said, pretty good area blue and below normal temperatures, so that is going to be something to watch for, as La Nina is still expected. So we'll definitely continue to keep an eye on that closely. And like I said, if you guys got anything to leave down in the chat, feel free to leave it down in the chat, as we will continue to keep an eye on the Christmas weather, as things could definitely be a little bit on the active side of things, especially with that rainfall. But if you guys got any other things, also feel free to leave those down in the chat, which once again, I really do appreciate you, Robert Johnson. Let's see here. Davis Does Weathers says hi. Thank you so much for joining me, Davis. I really do appreciate that. We are still continuing to talk about what to expect as we get into Christmas, because like I said, we're definitely going to be dealing with that rainfall potential, especially as we get into tomorrow. So that will still be something to really keep an eye on closely. And yeah, Santa is also still getting closer to taking off. We got about 17 hours and 48 minutes before Santa starts to take off. So hopefully he will take off pretty soon, which it doesn't look to be till tomorrow, but we will continue to watch. We will continue to watch him take off as we get into tomorrow, which I really wish I could go live for it, but I don't know if I will be able to go live tomorrow. I'll have to see what it looks like for tomorrow, but as of right now, I don't really think I'll be able to. But if I do go live, then make sure to click that notification bell, so that way you guys don't miss out on any future live streams that I do on this channel. Let's see here. I should be live for tomorrow's event at some point. Yeah. Well, like I said, I don't know if I'll be able to, but I'll try to go live tomorrow as well if I can. And it should start showing Santa as soon as he starts taking off. So I'll at least be watching it tomorrow. But if I do have some time, then I'll definitely try to get to that. But anyway, we also are gonna be tracking a little bit of a different pattern setup as we get into January. Just another look at that by taking a look here at the GFS model run, and we're gonna go ahead and select our temperature anomalies. And this is really just to show you guys that we actually could be seeing a huge surge of cold air by the time we get into our January. So yeah, this is pretty much right there in January. I just want to go ahead and select the other run real quick. But yeah, massive surge of cold air likely by the time we get into the middle of January, guys. This is going to be a huge change compared to what we've been doing with right now. We're talking a huge surge of cold air likely to move on through. And once again, that's the main reason why the Climate Prediction Center was forecasting below average temperatures across much of the United States by the time we get into the first few weeks of January. So something that is going to likely be changing this pattern a lot. Might even see some more opportunities for snowfall as this rolls on through. So we'll definitely continue to watch that. And of course, we will probably also stay pretty dry during that time, as well as it does want to show below normal precipitation across these areas. So there is a chance we might not have to forecast as much, given the fact that we could be seeing below normal precipitation, but we will still at least have to do a few things, as this area over here from Montana all the way back down there into northeast Colorado looks to be seeing that risk for above average precipitation. So we'll definitely watch that closely as things do look to start ramping up. So yeah, and just one more look at that again, definitely going to be tracking that huge surge of cold air. And yeah, I also kind of want to get a good idea on the total snowfall, because we are going to be seeing above normal temperatures as we get into the next week. So this total snowfall probably won't be a lot, but just check this out, guys. As we get into January, that snowfall really starts to ramp up across the northern United States. But if we go back a little bit towards, let's say, Christmas Day, not very much snowfall, surprisingly. To be honest with you, it doesn't even look like the mountains area will be talking about as much snowfall either. This might be a little bit of an add-on to what they're seeing right now, and to be honest with you, that snowfall even sticks around a lot more due to those higher elevations staying below freezing. But like I said, though, that snowfall is definitely going to be a huge weather maker as we get into January, with likely well above normal snowfall for much of the northern and as well as the higher elevations there of the United States, as that does look to be an area to really keep an eye on very closely. We're really going to continue to watch that as things do look to start ramping up. And then how about rainfall? Because like I said, even though we won't be doing with snowfall during the next few days, yeah, looking very low, by the way. We will definitely be doing with that precipitation. So if we take a look at your precipitation, that is from now all the way to the end of this week, we will be needing to watch a lot of this area very closely for above normal precipitation, especially areas like eastern Texas, up there into northern Louisiana, parts there of eastern Oklahoma, into much there of Arkansas, back into Missouri, western Tennessee, western Kentucky, and even into parts there of southern Indiana. You guys are all looking to see some pretty high rainfall totals as we head into the later part of this week. Now, keep in mind, guys, that, like I said, a lot of this is not going to be snowfall. This is really going to be rainfall, as we will be doing with those chances for above normal temperatures. But yeah, we'll definitely watch it. And like I said, if you guys got anything else to leave down in the chat, feel free to leave that. We will continue to stay live for a little bit longer, as we will continue, like I said, to watch a lot of this. And even you guys can also use Google Santa Tracker as well. If you would like to use Google Santa Tracker, just search for Google Santa Tracker online, and it should be the first thing to pull up. And yeah, I also kind of want to show you guys a quick video about that. So let me go ahead and quickly do something real quick. I think I'm going to turn on my desktop audio real quick just so you guys can hear it. I'm going to go ahead and quickly turn off my mic, and I'm going to pretty much be turning on my video. So let's go ahead and get started, guys. But yeah, I hope you guys all thought that was pretty cool. That was pretty much Santa getting all its gifts together and starting to take off. So I thought you guys would like that. But anyway, once again, you guys got anything to leave down in the chat, feel free to do that, as we will continue to stay live a little bit longer. And yeah, I think we even talked about most of what we wanted to. Yeah, and just a few more things I want to quickly take a look at. I also want to tell you guys that we do have some other things getting ready to come on through. One thing I do want to one more thing I want to take a look at is the forecast for today, just to give you guys a good idea. Cause like what we said earlier, we will be doing with those chances for a little bit of snowfall across the Great Lakes, even parts of their New England, and as well as the Mid-Atlantic, including the Washington D.C. region. So that's definitely quite interesting. And that's obviously not unusual for that area to see snowfall, but that definitely is a little bit on the like I said, it's not unusual for that snowfall to see area for that area to see snowfall this time of year, but it definitely is something you probably wouldn't expect till January. Let's see here. Mr. Fresh says hi. Hi, Mr. Fresh. Thank you for joining my live stream. Much appreciated, my friend. And yeah. And then, not only that, we also will be dealing with, some dense fog up here to the north, as we head throughout the rest of this morning, especially across the northern, plains, while we also are dealing with some snowfall over here in parts there of California. We even got a little bit of a wind advisory in effect for those areas down there towards San Diego, up there into, places like pretty close to Las Vegas, up there into the Death Valley area, and as well as areas up there towards Lake Tahoe. So something to really keep an eye on closely, as those chances will continue to be there. So we'll definitely continue to watch it. Let's see here. You're welcome. Yeah. Well, once again, Mr. Fresh, thanks for joining. We'll continue to keep you updated with the latest, my friend. And like I said, guys, you guys can leave your forecast down in the chat, and we'll give you guys a local Christmas forecast if you guys would like, because that's one of the other reasons why we wanted to do this stream, is to give you guys some forecasts for Christmas, give you guys a good idea on what to expect for your area. But back over here to the radar again, I also do want to look at a few other things like the drought monitor. This is also what's going to give us the good idea on what to expect, as we do actually have a lot of droughts ongoing across the United States, especially there across parts there of the Mid-Atlantic. We actually got a little bit of a drought ongoing across that area, areas over there towards Wyoming, up there into Montana. You guys even got some pretty big drought ongoing across those areas, and we don't usually take a look at this because we're forecasting more in the way of snowfall this time of year usually, but it's definitely something that we will need to, like I said, keep an eye on closely, as even those areas over there towards Las Vegas, even dealing with an extreme drought. So definitely could use some rainfall across a lot of these areas, including snowfall, especially over here in the northeast and as well as the Mid-Atlantic. And feel free to ask any questions, my friend. We will continue to be live, like I said. And some of you guys probably are a fan of skiing. I don't know if you guys have been skiing before, but just in case you are planning on going skiing, here's the avalanche outlook for I'm pretty sure I'm just going to say the next few days, as places like the Cascades got considerable avalanche watch, which is pretty dangerous, given the fact that it's a level 3 out of 4. Areas down there towards Utah, not a high chance, but definitely a level 2 out of 4, which is a little bit of an elevated risk for an avalanche, but definitely not enough to really say that there will be any extreme danger. While areas near Jackson, Wyoming, do currently have a pretty big risk for some avalanches too as well. So where you see those areas in orange, that's definitely a heightened threat, but obviously not like the worst. As the worst of it is usually level 4 out of 4, while we're only talking about level 3 out of 3 at the highest. Let's see here. We live in Kentucky. Okay. Good to know, my friends. So if you want a Christmas forecast for your area, let's go ahead and select Kentucky. And for Kentucky down here, if you're wondering about what you could see for Christmas, let's go ahead and select the ARRR model real quick. And the latest from the HRRR model does want to show some scattered rain rolling on through parts there of Kentucky by the time we get into tomorrow. I'm actually going to switch over to the NAM just because it can go a little bit far out. And then by the time we get into our Christmas Day, we actually do see a little bit more rainfall rolling on through. It sounds like western Kentucky will be the area to watch the closest during that time, as some scattered showers, maybe even a brief rumble of thunder could be possible, but I'm not really seeing anything too concerning as of right now, besides maybe a little bit of heavy rainfall at times, but I don't even think that's near the likelihood of what we're gonna be talking about. So yeah, that's your forecast, my friend. But yeah, and like I said, feel free to leave anything down in the chat, as we will continue to watch it closely. Now, I don't want to say that we won't see any big time rain on Christmas Eve, even though this does show that rain more on the scatter side of things, because I do think parts there of eastern Kentucky could be in the area that might need to also watch for a little bit of rainfall. Like I said, it looks like western Kentucky will be most at risk on Christmas Eve, but I would not rule out a little bit of rainfall more towards places like Pikeville, Kentucky, where Ryan Holiall lives. So that's definitely something to keep an eye on, like I said, as things do look to start ramping up as we get into tomorrow. And let's look at the Google Santa tracker one more time. Like I said, got about 17 minutes, or not 17 minutes, 17 hours and 29 minutes before Santa starts to take off. So hopefully it'll be there. Just hopefully. But yeah, I think we gone over mostly of what we wanted to. Like I said, we will continue to stay live a little bit longer, just in case any of you guys got any questions, comments, or concerns to leave down in the chat. And like I said, we can even give you a local Christmas forecast if you would like. So make sure to leave that down in the chat. Otherwise, we already talked about most of what we wanted to. I know we haven't even been live for an hour yet, but when I've been talking about most of this, it's usually a pretty quick live stream. So while we're still live, make sure to leave anything you want to down in the chat before we end the stream. But anyway, I think we're gonna go ahead and end the stream here in just a little bit. I'll give you guys just a few more minutes to leave anything you guys want down in the chat before we end this. But all you guys who have chatted, thank you for joining me, including you, Davis Does Weather. I really do appreciate you joining me. Same with you, Robert Johnson. Thanks for joining me as well. And same with you, Mr. Fresh. Thank you for joining me as well. And the rest of you guys who didn't chat with me, I still hope you guys have a wonderful Christmas. We will continue to give you guys the latest. But yeah, let's see here. Robert Johnson says, look up to 3 degrees here in my part of New York. Been snowing and it's cold. Yep, sure has, my friend. Sure's been pretty cold in New York, as we've been seeing that Arctic blast roll on through during a few days ago. But the good news, though, is that we will be doing with above normal temperatures, as some people don't really like doing with those cold and snowy conditions, but we will have another opportunities for an Arctic blast, won't we, by the time we get into our January. But yeah, I think we're gonna go ahead and end it, my guys. Like I said, I appreciate you all joining my live stream. Thank you all for you chatted, and like I said, I hope you guys all have a great Christmas. I might try to be live tomorrow. I don't know if I will. If I do get a little busy, I probably won't really be posting really much on my channel. But I hope you guys all have a great Christmas Eve, and as well as a great Christmas day. I hope you guys all get what you wish for, and we will see you in the next one. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you guys all have a great rest of winter, and I hope you guys all have a great rest of your day, and we will see you in the next one. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and goodbye.